Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy, and Mr. Magazine and I teamed up with someone. Why don't you tell who you are, fine gentlemen?
Hey guys, I'm Chet from Rhinos Comics in Rochester, over on Dewey Ave across from Walmart.
And definitely do check him out on Whatnot. You sell over there on Rhinos Comics. What are your shows?
We do shows usually 4 to 5 days a week. It's just Rhinos Comics, R-H-I-N-O-S Comics.
Oh, there we are. Look at that.
That's pretty much it. No collectibles, just Rhinos Comics. Check it out. Whatnot, we do 4 to 5 days a week. On Mondays, we do a brand new comic book for comic books. So if you have any wants or needs that you can't get locally, I ship all over the country. So
oh, look at that.
out, you know?
Look at that. And what, basically, we went in on a collection.
Yes.
And $33,000. Now, this is not the entire collection. There are some boxes that are over at Rhinos Comics.
Yes.
Why don't you explain what we're doing with these?
Okay, so what we did was there was a local Empire Comic Fest this past weekend, and what I did was I talked to the gentleman we purchased these from and made a deal with him. We gave him a little bit of money down, and then we were able to procure the commons, whatever you want to call commons, but they were all lower end books, worser condition books. So we took 11 boxes out of there, and I brought them to the con. And I put a $3 price point on them, and we sold quite a bit of them. Sold like about 600 of them, and we made some money prior to going in and buying the rest of this collection. And now we're here with the medium to high-end stuff, and the whole collection. I think the newest stuff in here is from like 1985-ish.
So if I recall correctly, just from listening, the gentleman was a dealer back in the day. So this is all old dealer stock that he's not dealt in 20 years, 30 years, something like that.
Yeah, he said 25 years since they did a show. So that's the kind of shit they used to do, is shows all the time. So now he backed away from that years ago. His brother passed away, and this is just stock that's been sitting around. You know, he made a nice chunk out of it, and I think we could make a nice chunk out of it because there's some decent stuff in here.
Well, one of the nice things about it is, number one, it's dealer stock from 25 years ago. Some of the things that are hot now were not hot 25 years ago, part one. Part two, and I know you had pointed this out as well when we first looked at the collection, absolutely key. If you look at the boxes, they're alphabetized, completely alphabetized, which is a huge bonus, as opposed to sometimes you buy collections which are a complete mishmash. Look at he's put up 12-cent Action Comics right over left and right. Nice stuff right over there.
They're all in that 6 range, 5 O's to 6 O's. Nothing that's gonna like, oh my God, this is a 9.8. There's no 9.8s in here. Got some really nice books in here.
Well, there might be some 9.8s in some of the She-Hulk and some of that stuff.
Like
well, you're saying newer stuff, and it's 45 years old.
Yeah, this stuff is, at the time, think about it, this stuff currently is 50, 55 years old. When he was dealing with it, it was 25, 30 years old. So now, that's why it froze in time.
Yep, absolutely.
Which is cool.
Yep.
And, people back then, even in the mid-80s and early 90s, people weren't really taking care of books like they are nowadays.
Oh, they certainly a 9.8, a 9.6, a 9.4, nobody cared. It was mint. I mean, there weren't as many grades. That was it.
Shit, medium, and great.
So basically, what we're going to do is be splitting this up 3 ways.
Yes.
But in order to get some money out of it, the lower end stuff, as it were, we're going to be selling. We sold some at the show, and we're talking about maybe doing some on Whatnot or whatever in the future.
Actually, check me out tonight. Excuse me. We'll be going live right around 6 p.m. Rhinos Comics on Whatnot, which is Friday the 19th today, and we'll be
moving some of that, and every Friday we'll be. Yep.
I'll be trying to blow those out at $3 a piece, man. 2 for $5. Come in, help us out.
Get some deals. Yep.
And it's good, solid Bronze Age. There's no keys, but it's nice runs of Man from Atlantis. Nice runs of Galactica. Nice runs of Star Trek. Nice runs of just medium books. Tarzans. There's runs of Tarzan. There's those 3 boxes. I brought one to the show. I didn't sell it, but this is a complete collection.
Oh yeah.
This is a complete collection of John Carter, Warlord of Mars, 1 through 28. It's been sealed since
who knows when.
1990.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, I'd sell this box for $15. Take it.
Get rid of it. Right.
Here's this is a little higher end. Eternals 1 through 19 plus the annual. That's probably a couple years ago. That's a $400 or $500 set.
Yeah, right. Easy.
Now, offer me 100, 150. It's yours.
It's out the door.
Great opportunity.
Yep.
to get good books.
And then the highest end stuff, which there is some high end stuff that we're going to be showing you at the end of the video. We just have to go through it.
Knock, knock.
And then some of the, I'm going to say lesser stuff, but I'm talking She-Hulk 1, things like that are in higher grade. What are we going to be doing with those?
We're probably going to get them pressed. We're going to set them off to CGC ourselves, and then we're going to see where they come back. If they don't meet high expectations, we're probably going to send them off sell them off on eBay or Amazon. But if they do meet high expectations, we're going to probably send them off to Heritage.
Yep. So try to get some money back on the low end, try to get some money back on the high end, try to get fairly out of the deal that way, enough out of the deal that way to be comfortable. And then the rest of the stuff, we'll each figure out our way to sell it, whether it's eBay, Amazon, through your store, whatever the case happens to be. We'll figure We'll figure out a way to sell the rest as well.
Many avenues.
Yep.
Many avenues. You got to use them all, because if you don't use them all, you shrivel up and die. So.
And roughly, we ended up paying $33,000 on the whole thing. Roughly, how many comics are there? Would be your guess. Uh-oh, I stymied you. You better start counting.
I'd say here in this room right now, you're probably right at about just under 9,000 books. 9,000
books here, and then another 10 boxes.
Another 2,000 at my store.
Well, plus the ones you sold. So you're talking about just about under $3 a book. Just under $3 a book is what we were into them for.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why I sold those ones at $3 a book, because if I could get $3 a book, what we paid for them,
out of the less stuff. Yep.
That pays for part of this.
Yep, absolutely.
And then, of course, like I said, now you got another avenue to Heritage, avenue to eBay, Amazon, whatnot.
Your store, and so on.
I mean, your whatnot.
Yep, absolutely.
Chuck's store. I mean, there's just so much. There's so many avenues between all three of us. I think we should get our 33 initial back
fairly quickly.
2-3 months.
Which is the key.
Yeah,
yep, absolutely. I think a lot of coming back would come down to Heritage, of course, because
that'll be the icing for early next year, probably on their timetable.
Yep. Let me ask you this, just because a lot of people may not know this. Barring you having a book that is, you've got an action number 1, you absolutely need it sold, they're going to put it in. If you say this is yours, but you have to sell it by the end of the month, or 2 months, they'll sell it, because that is that key of a book. But assuming it's something they just put in a normal rotation, how far out are they on submissions?
Right now, like if I sell, I sent in another collection for another customer of mine recently, and they got it end of April.
Okay.
It started hitting the bricks about 4 weeks ago.
Okay, so mid-June.
They got it planned out all the way to December. That's how big this collection was. So we're already into December. So if the cool thing with Heritage is, if the book is hot, let's say, I don't know, what is this book?
Whatever it is.
This book is like worth like $6,000, and you need, because you're in peril and we need to help you out.
Yeah.
Well, me as an owner of a comic book store, I'd probably help you out a little bit. But I would take this book, tell them, look, we need to rush this through. They would sell it. They would probably buy it out for me.
Oh, okay.
They'd give you fair market value on it.
Okay.
That's the type of.
They're easy to work with. Yeah.
Yes. When I talk to guys over there, they're usually like, dude, if you need the money, we'll give you an advance, or they'll give you the whole value of it, and whatever it sells for, they'll give you the difference.
Right. Okay.
They're good like that. If we, and they only charge, I think, 4%.
Oh, geez.
And it's only for the time that it's there, so it's barely nothing.
Right.
It's like free money.
Nice.
So they're very
easy
helpful.
to work with.
They're very easy to work with, and when a nice collection walks into my store, it gives me another outlet for people. Instead of saying, hey, I want 80,000 for my collection. Where am I getting 80,000?
Right.
I can help you out. We could talk, and let's sit down. We can sign a contract. I'll work all this out for you. We make it work.
Right.
I've done that, maybe half a dozen times now.
Right. That's nice too, because again, not that you couldn't come with 80 grand if you had to, but when you get right down to it, why outlay the money?
Right.
And especially if it's the typical collection, it's got the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Well, you sell the good, now you're stuck with all the bad.
The chaff doesn't suck in this collection. That's what's so cool about it. Like I said, we got the chaff out, and we started selling it already. And tonight I'm gonna throw it on whatnot.
Yep.
I don't
and
know
future auctions, whatever. Yeah, right.
Like if we do another show, like there's another show coming up in September, I might hire a couple of guys just to go there and do it for us.
Yep. Perfect.
Who cares?
I'm
I'm sure there's more $3 books in here.
Oh,
I just didn't go crazy.
Right. Yep.
There's probably another long box of garbage in here.
But again, even the garbage is, it's not like it's coverless Conan number 127 or something. Nope, not at all.
Like these books I consider sort of garbage, because
the typical,
they're everywhere. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I didn't take them all. And then the condition on them, you know, some of them have a little bit of foxing on them.
Yep.
Because, you know, they've been sitting around, you know.
Yep.
Some of them, not all of them.
No, right. But here and there,
But
there are.
for the most part, they're really nice looking books.
Alrighty, we got a little bit of work ahead of us.
Just pull that
Oh
out.
yeah, that's a good book right there.
It's a great First Fire Lord.
Nice book right there.
Find it. You know, that's
Nice.
a couple years ago, that was a $400 book. It's probably $1.50 now.
Yeah.
$1.50.
Nice.
Just found it. Boom, you know? Just pulled it in like a fucking magician. Excuse my language. So,
All right, we're going to do a little bit of sorting, and at the back end, we're going to show you some of the highlights of the collection.
cool.
And we're back. We're done sorting. We worked up a sweat out here. Nice breeze today, luckily.
Yeah.
And what did we end up getting?
Well, we went through, how many boxes did we say? We had 25?
Yeah.
25 boxes.
25 boxes.
We pulled 5 boxes out of stuff that I consider premium or higher end.
Yep.
And of those, when I say premium, they're probably $20 to $25 a book. This is the stuff I pulled out that was on the cream of the crop. Got Sergeant Fury #1, tattered, but it's still
it's number one, yeah.
Amazing #1 annual.
Yep.
Beautiful book. It's probably worth $1,000. About a 2.0. Look at that. That's a beauty. About a 7.580. 2 number 55s of FF.
That's the first Black Panther, if you
Yes.
are a comic guy. Great books over there.
Nice stack of stuff. This is all just high end.
X-Men, things like that. A couple of items here that Mr. Magazine will be wanting. World's Finest and a Batman first.
First Brother Voodoo.
Yep. And the Batman is first Bat Hound, as I remember.
First Nick Fury. Nick Fury's Shield.
In
not
that title.
Sergeant Fury.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry about that. First Dormammu.
Okay.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool book. #1 is Shield. Just great. Second Blade.
Second Blade, yep.
Yeah.
Just nice stuff left and right.
First Sabretooth.
Yep.
Most of these just speak for themselves. Trying to find this anywhere.
Yep,
That's probably
FFNU.
about a $400 or $500 book.
Right there. Spider-Man in the cover.
This, if you guys have never been to my store on Dewey Avenue in Rochester, this is this is on the side of my building.
Oh, wow.
I had
Very
a
cool.
mural painted on the side of my building.
Awesome.
It's my favorite cover ever. I love that cover.
Right, something to definitely look for. You're driving up
Yeah.
Dewey. See that? Yep.
These are just great. First Claw. Just great stuff. Second Panther. Early Kirby and DC stuff.
Is that the first Dark Side?
I
Dark
believe
Side?
so, yes.
First Dark Side of that? Yep.
Then we got some really nice Spideys, Detectives. Just great stuff.
Just nice stuff
Look at
throughout. Yep. Oh, that is awesome. Yep. Just awesome stuff there.
Kirby stuff. Some adult stuff here. Seduction of the Innocent.
Yep. Can't show that one on
don't show
TV.
that one. And then just another stack of really nice stuff over here too. I mean, there's just an endless amount of really nice stuff, which is really cool to see. You don't get that a lot of collections you buy today is 1990, 1980, everything. Okay, the second one.
Yep. So 2 of those.
Look at that. First Captain Marvel.
Yep.
First Ra's al Ghul.
Couple of the nice Batman right over. So overall,
yeah,
that right there is a nice looky, really good book hiding out in the box.
classic cover.
Yep.
Oh, it's got a little note on there. Look at that. Try to say it's Creatures. First Tigra. First Lilith. Look at this. This is a nice Golden Age book. Don't see this every day.
No, so a lot of nice stuff throughout there. And Mr. Magazine is going to be coming by and going over some of the stuff as well. We're going to figure out a grand plan overall.
Cool.
But the books just keep coming and coming here out of the collection.
Stuff.
And even when we went through the stuff, the common stuff has good stuff in there too. There are $10, $15, $20 books galore in these boxes as well.
Oh yeah. If I pulled everything out, I would have been out of my mind. But we pulled out some really good stuff. I'm gonna filter through that one more time to make sure I didn't miss any $100 books. And then we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do.
We're gonna figure out how to break them all up. So
it's a task.
Yep.
But we're gonna meet the challenge.
Very good. All right, and thank you. And
Who doesn't want this book?
nice. The Pope.
Before he was a saint.
That is true.
First appearance.
Indeed it is. So yeah, I had a lot of fun going through the books, taking a look at a lot of nice books as well. We're going to definitely have you on our show at some point.
Cool.
And I just dropped the bomb on him right there. He didn't know that, but we're going to have him on the show
I would
also.
love to.
And a lot of great books over here.
We got a strong box out of it.
Can't argue with that. And I got 2 comic boxes, so win-win. So do like and subscribe, and we'll see you next video.
God bless.
Okay, just wanted to do a little narration here at the end. Definitely thank you to Chet. Do check him out, Rhino's Comics over on Whatnot. Great guy, and if you're in the Rochester area, if you have any comics needs, he also sells supplies, things like that. You can definitely find Rhino's comics. So thank you very much, Chet. It was a little scary, I'll tell you right now, with that amount of money. I did have $20,000 cash, 10 for me, 10 for Mr. Magazine, and Chet came out with the other 10, and we had previously paid some money as well. Driving around with that amount of money, a few tips to you. Number one, do contact the bank in advance. At least my bank required a week in notification before they could come up with it. Number two, I'm not really certain why the gentleman wanted cash, because as we were leaving, he said, I'm going to go deposit this in my bank. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're depositing in your bank, you're not hiding it. You've got the money right there. I don't know what you're doing. All I could think of was he was afraid that some kind of check would bounce, fake certified check or something like that, because he did count and check the bills after we gave them to him. We had gotten the money right from the bank, so there was no problem at all. And number three, when you're driving around with that kind of money with you, you're a little scared. You're driving super, super safe because you're afraid, what if I get in an accident? This money could end up disappearing while I'm walking away from the car, or if I go to the hospital, suddenly this money disappears. So being very, very safe, let alone, of course, not that I was doing anything wrong. We had a deal and all that sort of thing. Doesn't mean the police or whoever pulls you over aren't going to start questioning that money and potentially taking it from you, and then you have to argue to get it back. So it is kind of frightening. That being said, overall, we should do pretty well with the deal. Money to be made, and you saw the high quality of stuff there and just the amount of stuff there. So pretty neat deal overall. There really wasn't much junk in the deal, and that's kind of what made it nice. And the other interesting thing was, because it basically, as Chet said, had sat in a time capsule since the early 1980s, maybe mid-1980s. The stuff that was in there wasn't necessarily good back then, but has gotten good since then. So kind of a nice, interesting mix of stuff. Glad to be part of the deal. And again, should be in the deal and out of the deal and make a few dollars along the way just for being in the right place at the right time. Finally, the last thing I want to say is Chet, Mr. Magazine, and I have worked together on a deal previously, and that's one of the reasons that made this deal possible, is because we know we're all very easygoing about things, and as long as there's money to be made, nobody's going to be overly greedy. Nobody's going to be elbowing each other and saying, oh, this, that. We kind of all will agree, hey, we're in this to get out of, we're in this deal to make some dollars and get out of it. And that's kind of what you have to do when you deal with partners. Watch out if you're a fast flip guy and you're dealing with somebody that's a super slow mover guy. That's not going to work out. And should we end up in a situation like that, what you would want to do is you would definitely want to sell out or buy out, one or the other, because everybody has to be pointed in the same direction in agreement in order for a partnership of any kind at all to work. So overall, we'll keep you posted on it. I think it was a fun little collection to get into, a lot of fun to go through it all. Again, shout out to Chet. He ended up doing a lot more of the work than the rest of us did. So thank you very much, Chet. And we'll see you next video.